constituencies here in Nairobi as part of his efforts to market the new outfit.
Tutamfukuza. Mimi nataka niseme namna hii. Ndio hii Kenya irudi kwa laini. Lazima tufukuze huyu jamaa. Yeye amefanya payslip imekosa dignity. Sisi tuko na jukumu kama wa Kenya kurudisha heshima ya payslip. Watoto wetu hawasomi. Hospitali hakuna dawa. Ndio hii maneno yote iwezekane, lazima ajenda ya kwanza ni Kasongo afanye nini? Kasongo ni one term, si one term. Ni one term, si one term.
The National Assembly on Wednesday approved the appointment of Aras Ethicon as the IEBC chairperson. MPs also approved 6 IEBC commissioner nominees, including Ann Deritu, Moses Mukwana, Mary Sorobit, Hassan Nur, Francis Odhiambo, and Fahima Abdallah. While this marks a step toward reconstituting the IEBC, which has been without commissioners since 2023, the nominees will only assume office once a constitutional petition is fully heard and determined. 2 voters are challenging the nomination process of the 7, citing procedural irregularities, lack of transparency, and various violations of constitutional norms. There was drama at the Kibera Law Courts on Wednesday when a suspect linked to the murder of former Kasipul MP Ongondo Were threatened to kill a state prosecutor. Bello Cheng is said to have whispered the remark after the officer opposed his bail application. Justice Diana Havesa ordered that Ocheng and his co-accused William Shigali and Edwin Odhiambo be placed in solitary confinement pending a mental assessment.
I therefore believe that the third accused indeed uttered the words "Huyu tutamuua." It is quite frightening. It is unfortunate, and I am bereft of words. It is on that ground alone that the 3 of you will be denied bail at this juncture. For direct that the 3 of you will be escorted to Nairobi remand, where you will be remanded until medical assessment report is available.
President Donald Trump has signed a ban on travel to the U.S. from 12 countries, including Afghanistan, Haiti, and Iran. There are an additional 7 countries whose nationals face partial travel restrictions, including Cuba and Venezuela. When announcing the ban on social media platform Truth Social, Trump cited the Colorado attack on Sunday, in which multiple people were set on fire during an event calling for the release of Israeli hostages in Gaza.
I am signing a new executive order placing travel restrictions on countries including Yemen, Somalia, Haiti, Libya, and numerous others. The strength of the restrictions we're applying depends on the severity of the threat posed. The list is subject to revision based on whether material improvements are made, and likewise new countries can be added as threats emerge around the world. But we will not allow people to enter our country who wish to do us harm.
That's the Newswire. I'm Edwin Lisamira.
.5 SpiceFM, Kisumu.
The following takes place from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. every weekday on SpiceFM.
If we just gloss over issues and hope that time heals, then we might find that in generations to come, we might be back at the same situation. And the whole thing is born of stolen elections.
Spice.
When it comes to the decisions you make, you must be independent. There's no way you can allow one institution to dictate to you how you're going to conduct your operations, how you're going to decide cases. It's a no.
When you weaken the institution to the point where they cannot take action, then you realize that politicians have to come up and now start dealing with the issues.
That conversation has to die. Our politicians do not like the hard stuff. We must insist on the path of doing things right, whether popular or unpopular.
Money changes hands. That is a fact. If you have political goodwill at the highest top, like in Rwanda, then corruption will be an issue of the past. If you don't have political goodwill at the top, we will pass laws, we will amend laws, we will continue passing laws and re-amending laws, and nothing will happen.
This is the Situation Room, the only way to start your day.
In this country, 6 families and 8,000 Kenyans control 90% of the GDP. We are not a country. We are a plantation. We work for Ruto.
When you're telling the judges court orders are papers or they will not obey court orders, they're sitting and you're seeking orders from them. So how are they supposed to interpret it? Isn't it an oxymoron?
When you see a judiciary that seems to be under some control somewhere, you start questioning. We have very powerful governors, but they don't use their offices to serve the people.
If you are not shameful to do what you are doing, why should we protect you?
I'm human. Everybody's human. So when you're told, kuja tuongee, I mean, you'd be a fool to say, stagi kuongea. Conversations have to be had, you know?
People in leadership should only go into leadership if they are ready and willing to change the lot of the people.
The Situation Room, Kenya's biggest conversation.
One of the things that are in our country is negative ethnicity. You find you as a state officer, instead of thinking as a Kenyan, you think like a tribal person.
Let me tell you something. The biggest problem we have had in this country is a leadership deficit. There is nothing that you are going to do in the process of change if you are not a risk taker. So you really have to pursue your vision to a logical conclusion and even be ready to step on people's toes.
When it comes to the economy, you can run away with it. They say statistics are like bikinis. They reveal a lot, but they conceal the vitals. And so government people would throw statistics at you and tell you they're revealing a lot of information to you, but it's really concealing the real vitals.
We need to get out of that, because when we want to grow our democracy, one basic thing that really requires to be understood by the political class, by all of us, is institutions are critical.
This is the Situation Room, the only way to start your day.
Waliletea fujo Moi mpaka wakapata cooperation. Wakakuja wakasumbua Kibaki mpaka wakachukua nusu mkate.